What's going on, everybody? I hope you're doing well today. I want to welcome you to yet another edition of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. As always, I appreciate you stopping by and checking things out. Now, about a month and a half, I did a video on stacking copper, whether it was worthwhile or if it was going to be the next silver. Now, I'll stand by my initial thoughts in that video where I didn't think it was going to be the next silver, but I thought there was a lot of potential for it value-wise in its own right. For what it's worth due to the shortages that could be coming up in the next decade or so. So today we're going to go over some Q1 numbers for 2021, and we're going to see exactly how the red metal is doing out there. So stay tuned. Let's get ready to roll. Alright, so it's common knowledge that the world is using more copper than ever before, and that's just going to keep on increasing. But this is by far the case in China, whose demand on copper's world supply has pretty much gone up from 22% to 40% since 2008. That's a pretty healthy increase. What are we using it for? Well, computers, hybrid cars, homes, pipelines, cell phones, just to name a few. The increase in demand is not going away over the next several years. So it's looking pretty healthy so far. So how did copper actually do in Q1 2021? Well, let's take a look. We started 2021 right at $7,918 a ton. It hit the lowest point on the 3rd of February at $7,755 a ton. The highest point of Q1 was actually on the 25th of February at $9,614 a ton. It's quite a swing for one short month. So copper hovered around the 9,000 point for the rest of Q1, ending the quarter at $8,850 per ton. Overall, copper outperformed consensus forecasts for Q1 in pretty healthy numbers. Demand in China and government stimulus are supporting investor sentiment and the hopes of a strong recovery, while expected mine growth may actually stumble. What does that mean? There could be a problem with keeping up with the demand as the decade continues forward. So we just took a look at copper's numbers for Q1 2021, but as most of us would love to know, what does that mean going forward for the rest of this year, the future? Well, estimates have copper near or exceeding the previous all-time high of $10,148 a ton, and that record was set back in February of 2011. So analysts are predicting we could hit that number, but there is a slight chance that copper slows down by mid-year of this year. However, that being said, that slowdown should be mitigated by more demand. Commodity Market Analytics projects copper prices will average $7,778 a ton in Q4 of this year and $7,497 a ton in Q4 next year, 2022. So what does that mean? Well, we're looking at a stable end price for both years, and we're looking at probably some dips and rises as we get there. There's going to be an estimated need for more copper in the next 20 years than was in demand for the last 130 years. That is huge. That's going to be huge. And for those of you who are invested in it, it may pay off. It just might pay off because of that very fact alone. Gianni Kovacevic, if I pronounce that correctly, of Copper Bank Resources sees a bright future as copper demand increases while supply struggles to keep up. He's basically saying copper is going through a once-in-a-100-year pivot with this global transition to electrification. The Green New Deal, and on top of that, the re-stimulation of the global economy, which is now well in excess of US $10 trillion, they all help copper. Show me the money. So where's the money going to be made in copper? Well, look, I'm going to stand by my views from the last video that copper rounds and small increment bars aren't going to be the way to make serious money in copper. Designer copper rounds and bars definitely have increased in value for sure, both on the secondary and through the places minting them. So some return is going to be recognized on them no matter what. But however, you're going to need to save large weights of copper in order to see a major profit when and if the metal finally recognizes between 12 and 15,000 per ton, according to Trafigura, which is one of the largest copper traders in the world. So in other words, you're going to need a whole barn full. to make some money on copper. But, you know, things change. Obviously, things change. Those pennies that we were so callously throwing away could actually have value depending on how things go in the next 10 years. So you just never know what's going to happen. Is stacking copper the way to go? Well, again, as I stated in the last copper video, if you're stacking by the hundreds of pounds, probably. But as far as stackers go, those 1 pound copper bars are awesome, but they probably won't set you off into retirement. They're all fun and cool to collect for sure. I love the designs on them. And they'll definitely see an increase in value over the next few years, but don't count on them for a major return. So where can we profit from copper? Well, that money might be found in stocks. I'm not a financial advisor, again, and this video is an informational opinion piece only. So please always do your own due diligence when you're investing your hard-earned money. That being said, there are several solid copper mining companies out there that are listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange that could be worth looking into and possibly investing in should you so choose to. The list was compiled by Investing News Network via TradingView's stock screener. So only companies with market caps greater than Canadian 50 million were included in this list. Let's take a look at that list. Some of the copper stocks on the Toronto Stock Exchange or the TSX have seen gains of close to 100% year to date as shown on the list below. This list is compiled from late March 2021 and it is listed in Canadian dollars. So you can take a look at these here, figure out what you will from the list. I've personally looked at each one of them. I have not invested in them as of yet. So again, I have no vested interest in any of these companies that are listed here. So again, your due diligence is of vital importance when investing your own money. So from the numbers we've just looked at, the future for copper is pretty bright. Like I said, it's not going to absolutely blow up, but if you get in at the right time, whether it's in the metal itself, physical metal, or stocks at the right time, we all know, and I'm being Captain Obvious here, but the way you make money is to buy low and sell high, right? So you got to look at all your options, be careful with your money, and see if copper's a part of what you want to be involved in. All right, that's going to wrap up another edition of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. Hope you enjoyed that one. Copper's got a lot of promise, guys. Like I said, and from the numbers that you saw from within, it's not going to blow up, but it is going to provide some nice, really nice returns if you're investing in it. You're going to make more than what you put into it, most likely, if you get it at the right time. Now, that being said, I am not a financial advisor. I want to reiterate that. I'm just another metalhead on YouTube who likes to throw a video up there and talk about one of his favorite hobbies, and that's collecting metal. Whether it's copper, silver, gold, platinum, palladium, whatever. I like it all. So those are my qualifications as a financial advisor. Nothing. But thanks so much. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. You got a lot of choices on YouTube, and you chose to check this one out, and I appreciate that. I'm stunned by the amount of hits that the copper video back from a month and a half ago got. Like I said, you start a channel on stacking gold and silver, and your biggest hit is a copper video. Go figure. But again, that just means there's a lot more of us out there who collect this stuff, and it is phenomenal. There's some really great stuff out there. Keep an eye on all these rounds that you see sitting in front of you. These are actually going up. I'm starting to see, we used to be able to get these for a couple of bucks a piece. Now if you go online, they're probably, I'm seeing them anywhere from $3 to $4 to up to $10 a coin. That's insane, but these are collectible. They're collectible copper coins. So, you get that full ounce, and people are going to start charging for them. And I'm sure the sellers have heard the hype, so it's probably a big part of it. But you guys stay safe out there. Have a great week ahead, and I'll catch you next time on the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. Peace.